Good morning. I'm excited to be in Massachusetts. It's hard to describe why, but part of the reason is that I feel like Maine and New Hampshire are a special part of the trail. It's very beautiful, very remote, but very difficult. And most of the trail is not like that. Most of the trail is not pristine wilderness with difficult climbing. Most of it's kind of like going through rolling hills, going in and out of towns, meeting interesting people. I feel like even though I'm only on the fourth state, because I've been through Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont, that this is actually the beginning of the rest of the trail, which is most of the trail. And it's kind of fun, you go to town more often, get, sandwiches at delis and stuff. You walk along under bridges. Sometimes you go through towns and meet some interesting locals. The accents change because, like, you're in Maine, everybody's wicked smart, work really hard. But then at some point you cross the Mason-Dixon line, and then everybody's got like a southern twang. They start calling it the Appalachian Trail instead of the Appalachian Trail. And you start seeing some interesting culture, like banjo picking and, songs about the Blue Ridge Mountains. So anyway, I'm just kind of excited to be on like what I consider the next stage of the journey. So it's going to be cool. There still is a lot of natural beauty though in Massachusetts. This is a little different. So I know I'm on the AT because they have little signs like this, and then also there's a white blaze in the town. The trail is still going through this town of Cheshire. It's kind of interesting. Interesting. There's the white blazes right there. I guess I'm going over a bridge. So I think this part of the trail is pretty cool. Going over this bridge built in 1958 through the town of Cheshire, over the railroad tracks. Got everything I own on my back. Just on a journey. This is the state where my mother's ancestors are from descended from the Pilgrims and the Puritans that came to America in the 1600s. So I have here's like a book library. So I have pretty deep roots in Massachusetts. My grandmother's family was from Malden, Mass. They had this big elm called the Dexter Elm, and apparently George Washington hitched his horse to this elm tree at some point before the Revolutionary War. So it's kind of interesting. So I'm pretty sure I got to go this way. Yeah, and my grandmother actually moved back to Weston, Massachusetts, a suburb of Boston, after my grandfather passed away and she remarried. So I got pretty deep roots in Mass. Well, this is pretty neat actually. Look at this beautiful river. It's kind of cool. There's like a mural painted on either side. It's only like 6:30 in the morning right now, or 7. It's actually 7. I got up early. This is kind of cool. Nobody's really up yet in this town. It's a Saturday morning in Cheshire, Massachusetts. So here's kind of a special place for through hikers. It says these supplies are for hikers only. I'm not even gonna really get into them, but it's probably drinks, waters, and stuff. But I'm gonna sign this log book. See who's passed by here. So there's gonna be more views like this, which I think is cool in its own kind of way. It's kind of cute looking out over these little towns that are on the countryside. It's a little hazy today though, still from the Canadian forest fires. This is kind of a cool squash patch inside this stone fence. It's kind of neat. I don't know what kind of squash this is. Maybe like a type of Hubbard squash. It's pretty big. Good morning. So I had a great night at the Cookie Lady, which is a place in Massachusetts, and it's a farm right off the trail, and they always serve cookies to hikers, and they have a blueberry farm. And you could stay there. You could camp in their yard for free, but they do have a donation box. You could donate some money. And also they have an airplane hangar that you could stay in that has beds in it. But it was kind of hot in there, so I camped on the lawn. And they also have a thing where you could pick blueberries in exchange for a meal. So I picked a big bucket of blueberries. It took me like an hour and a half. And it was a good sized bucket. I don't know what it was, but it seemed like almost a gallon of blueberries I picked. And then I got a hamburger and some pasta salad and some potato chips and some vegetables. It was good. And I gotta go this way. And it was the same place that the Wileys owned 10 years ago when I was there. And I think I picked blueberries there, and I think we helped the old man stack wood, and he's since passed away. So now it's Cookie Lady 2.0. Another family bought the farm, but they're continuing the tradition of helping the through hikers. And they also have a tradition. There's also a tradition of picking the blueberries and then taking them to Upper Goose Pond for the Sobos, because we're heading south. So I'm going to go there today. I didn't pick any blueberries to bring because my friend is doing that. He's going to buy some blueberries and bring them to the pond. So then they're going to make blueberry pancakes at Upper Goose Pond. But anyway, it was so cool to go to the same place 10 years later and see the same tradition. And so I was pretty happy. I just woke up having this sense of feeling like I'm exactly where I need to be and everything's going as it should. It was a good feeling. So so far I've done just over a quarter of the trail, but time-wise I only have about 3 months left. I've done almost 2 months. I plan to do this whole trail in 5 months. So I'm going to start, next few states I'm going to start picking up speed because the terrain is not as challenging. It's less elevation and also just a smooth path like that. I mean, that's how the trail looks right now. It's way different than New Hampshire and Maine. So I'm going to enjoy it. I feel more like a hobo because I'm carrying everything I own on my back, walking from town to town, hanging out in front of gas stations and eating junk food. So it's a little different than the wilderness feel of Maine and New Hampshire, but it's still really fun. And there's still a lot of beautiful country ahead, so I'm excited about it. So good morning. I'm in Massachusetts for the next 20 miles or so, and then I'm going to be in Connecticut. I'm kind of tired today. I didn't really make any videos yesterday because it was raining and I couldn't unlock my phone because everything was wet. My phone wasn't wet, but the screen was wet and I couldn't dry it. And so I didn't do any videos The day before, I didn't really do that many. The last few days, because I was out of memory on my phone. So anyway, I did 19 miles in the pouring rain. It was really cold. Then I got a hotel, but I didn't sleep that well, so I'm not really that rested. So I feel kind of tired. So I'm kind of bebopping along, kind of going slow, enjoying Massachusetts. And I spent some time with some friends at the last few shelters, so that was kind of cool. I caught up with Frogger, and I met this hiker named Pinky, and another hiker named Knobstone. They were pretty interesting. We were at the Upper Goose Pond. We had pancakes, and there's some drama around camp. There's a lot of people staying there at the cabin, but it wasn't too bad. So that was nice. And then the next day it poured rain, so I did 19 miles, and I ate at a Mexican place with Pastor Frank and Big Pimpin' and Frogger, and then we went to the grocery store and resupplied, and then slept in the hotel. But I couldn't get to sleep until midnight, and then I woke up at 5, so it's not really enough sleep. So I didn't really get a good recovery time. So today I'm kind of taking it slow, kind of bebopping along, enjoying the countryside. There's all these nuts on the forest floor. We're near a farm, and I think they're hickory nuts, because I think that's a shag bark hickory. Dropping off all these nuts. They're kind of cool. They're like the size of walnuts, and they're segmented. They're kind of neat. I think it's hickory nuts. Here in this rock is some rock tripe, which is a fungus you can actually eat. It's a survival food. It's like kind of rubbery. It's kind of like this rubbery fungus. I actually ate some on my last AT Thru hike. I used to boil it up and make soup with it, with a bunch of other stuff in, put pepperoni and noodles. It has a nice mushroom flavor. If you eat it raw, the texture is like eating an eraser. It's not the greatest, but if you cook it up, it adds like a mushroom flavor to your soup. This is the Housatonic River. Very Housatonic-y. The bridge is in rough shape, I think. This is one of the nice views that Massachusetts has to offer. It's pretty nice. Massachusetts is a nice state.